Boopity boopity. What's funny?
Assuming I know what boopity boopity is.
Am I on?
No. Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna try the music and then we will go from there.
You're on a really long delay, so you're gonna have to wait a minute.
Now we need to see if it creates a loop. We need to wait and see if it creates a loop.
Okay.
It's like, let me know if it gets sounding horrendous.
Okay.
Anything yet?
Nothing horrible.
Alright.
That was just the part where you told me we had to wait for the loop.
Okay. Is the music okay?
It's fine.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then we'll go ahead and start up in 2 minutes. And if someone tells me, oh my god, what's happening with the audio? I said we'll start in 2 minutes, and if someone tells me, oh my god, what's happening with the audio? We'll know.
I can leave you on for a couple minutes to make sure it doesn't create a horrible loop while I finish reading.
If it hasn't looped now, it won't. I don't think it will.
Okay, say something.
Something.
I'm like a 19-second delay.
I think that's typical. But music still hasn't gotten awful? Alright, cool. That's good to know. Alrighty. Hi. Yeah, yay, someone in the chat. Ready for planning things. I will. Yeah, we're gonna get started in like a minute. So alrighty, it is midnight now, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I am Traben. I host a booktube channel. I've been doing it for about a year and a half at this point, and this year I really want to get back into journaling. So today we are going to just do some initial planning for my 2025 journal. I have my journal from 2023, back when I was doing tracking for tokusatsu shows, so like Japanese special effects shows. And I did this for a couple of years and never really took a whole year on it, unfortunately. But I really liked putting these things together, and I'm hoping that given how much I've been reading lately and given this booktube channel, that I will be a little bit better about keeping things up up to date and keeping up with it. So yeah, I had like these to watch pages. I had a bookshelf here of books I was reading that were tokusatsu themed, things I was watching again. So, but I had it open to this page because I would like to do something like this with genres this year, and track my genres that I'm reading in books. I also have on this page my word of the year. So 2023 was the year of momentum. 2025 is going to be the year of calm. So we'll see that in the planning stages already in my book, of what I want to do with that. So yeah, to watch will become like to read. I've got a wish list here. I don't think I'm going to do that for books because my wish list would be gigantic. And I do want to do something like this in my new book. This was just different manga I was reading. And so I made little buildings, and all the colors of the windows being filled in were volumes that I had read. So I want to do something fun like this for a manga spread, but I've not been bitten by the inspiration bug for this in particular. So yeah, just the idea here is just to come in, hang out, chill. If you've got some project of your own you're working on, yeah, feel free to talk in the comments about what you're working on, what you're planning, what your goals are for 2025. If there's anything that you're reading or any challenges you're undertaking. Over on this side here, I've got my Micron pens. They range in size. They get thicker as you go along. And over here, I've got my various colors. I have this is probably my favorite pen. It is a Pigma brush pen. So it's very cool for doing, if it'll focus. It's very fun for doing like kanji and things like that, or anything that deals with like where the thickness of the line really matters, but it's also really hard to control, so I might not get much use out of that. And then I've got my graphic pen over here, just for like general writing. Again, you can adjust the thickness based on how you press down on that. Got some tape. I've got some stencils over here. So I just got a Fairy Loot crate in today, and so I got some new stencils to play with. We'll be using some of these today. And then for Christmas, I got some kind of Nightcore stickers, which is kind of the aesthetic I want to go for this year. And I got these numbered books, which I want to incorporate into my 25 for 2025. So, all right, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the actual book that I'm working with this year. So I felt like this is not the one that I ordered for this video, but unfortunately that didn't come in. So we grabbed this from our kind of backlog. I still feel like it fits the Nightcore aesthetic that I'm hoping to go for this year. And I've already gone in and put some post-its on the different things I want to do today, or the different things I want to do on the book. Not everything we're going to get to today. I also have my, another good reason to have this out is because it does have my spacing page on it. I don't want to waste a page on the new book with a spacing page, since I've already done that. So this is a way to space out your information so you can tell if you want 4 things on the page, what do you need to do to skip and get those in there, or if you want something that is 3 things long and you don't want any space between them, or just the different ways you can space out information so that you can make nice clean boxes when you're going into the book. Now this one does have an extra line at the bottom, but it doesn't have numbered pages, so we're just going to ignore that bottom line. And the last thing I have here is the kind of junk folder. This is just like a flimsy like crappy folder or crappy notebook, bullet journal, so to experiment with and to play around with, just to see what things are going to look like and how they're, and to plan out before we commit anything to this page. All right. With all that out of the way, I'm going to place this aside because I'm just going to be pulling that in as I am getting things done. So we're going to look through, and I'll just show what I've planned out so far, what I would like to do with each of these pages, and then we'll spend some time getting a few of them filled. So I reminded myself here on the first page, like this book belongs to page, that my theme is Nightcore. Major colors are going to be purple, black, and blue. I might put in some theme ideas as well of things I want to do in here. And then from here, I'd like to make this, a lot of my spreads I want to keep open. So I tried not to do like single page things unless I knew for sure that I could fit the thing I wanted to on a single page. So this is going to be the cover page. I'm thinking of calling it Midnight Tomes or Midnight Musings because I'm largely going to be doing it in these live streams. So I think that is an appropriate term. I get most of my reading done at night. I get most of my video essay things done at night, my reviews of things. So I've got 2 small kids, so don't have a lot of time during the day. Second page here, I'm going to put a rating system over here. It's like, what's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I rarely rate below 3, honestly. A book has to be really, really bad to hit those bottom 2. This page I'm going to use for my word of the year, which is going to be calm. These are the pages I would like to get done today. So I'd like to get a genre tracker, which, like I said, I want to build it off of that circle pattern, and then a reading calendar. So just have a single page with a space for every day of the year and be able to indicate what I read that day, whether it's like audiobook or a graphic novel or a book. And then I'm gonna take 2 full pages to do bookshelves. So last year I read 365 books, which was a lot and was a hard thing to do. This year I read 200, and I think I'm going to keep it about that level because I read a lot of graphic novels and a lot of manga, and so it just tends to accumulate very quickly because those do not take very long. And then, yeah, I've been looking at some videos for inspiration as well, and just trying to find different ideas for ways to organize information. Yeah. Well, I was reading a lot over the summer. So I'm a teacher, and during the summer I have just a lot of time to read. So at one point of the year, I was like, oh, I'm like so many books ahead of my schedule. I think I had set for like 100 books. And so we set it at 365 and figured out that I was on track for that. And so it just became kind of a joke. And then I ended up keeping up with it. And, so I'm going to have two spreads for bookshelves, and just like, make a bookshelf illustration on here, and then just fill in a book every time I read one, so I can have, and I'll probably try to color code everything and keep it all straight throughout the whole thing. But I thought 2 full pages is probably enough for that. And then I saw this on another video that I really liked. It's just I want to put out a monthly tracker, so to have 6 like squares over here, 6 squares over here that have like the best thing I read that month, and then how many books I read that month. And so that was another idea that I thought would be a lot of fun, to kind of look back on the year and see what was I reading each month and like what was the best thing each month. So then we get to my challenges, the things I want to accomplish this year. The first is my Fairy Loot backlog. So I subscribe to the Fairy Loot YA box, and I am currently 10 books behind on keeping up with that. So that is my current reading challenge going forward. I'm actually going to have a video coming out next week where I determine the reading order by the first lines of each of the books. And so because this is my goal for like January and February to get through these 10 books, I thought that would be a good one to start with for one of my challenges for this year. And then this page is going to be for my 25 for 2025. I don't know if I need all this space for, aesthetically setting out the 25 books. But again, I want to err on the side of having too much space and having some room to do things rather than to end up not having enough by just limiting myself to one page. This one is going to be for 10 new series that I want to read in 2025. I just came out with a video that talked about like the Sun Eater Chronicles, the Bobverse or Bobbyverse, Malazan, all these like longer epic series I want to take a look at, and I thought I'd do a nice spread for that as one of my challenges. And then I have several other series that I'm reading through right now. I had another video where I tier ranked them, so I know that I've got a lot of series that I'm midway through. I thought I'd do a series tracker on this page, and then I'd like to do a page on recommendations because I get a lot of recommendations from coworkers. I get recommendations from my students. I get recommendations from people online, and so I thought it'd be good to have a page there for that. And then, like I said, I want to have that manga and graphic novel page just to play around with. And then it goes into like January, goes by month. So January through December. I kind of skipped over the middle months because I was like, yeah, you know what goes here until you get to December. And then from there, I just want it to be like book pages and reviews. So I did a lot of pages out of this book. When I was looking at the television series, I would just make these spreads of characters from the show. This one was a lot of fun. This was like a horror themed show, and so I did each of the monsters they fought each week, talked about how difficult I thought they were, and then I had this nice spread for a review where I did lore, plot, overall enjoyment, relationships, and effects. Kind of a modified, what is it called? Yeah, it's modified off of a review system that I have been using, Cawpile, a modified Cawpile, specifically for the kind of shows I was watching. But I'm hoping to do pages like this for a few of the books that stand out to me. So yeah, so that is the like wider look at the plan for this year. A lot to go through. I don't feel like I'm going to get very much done in this stream. We've got about 2 hours, so about 2 o'clock I'm going to call it. But I'd like to get through a little bit of the cover page. I know there's more stuff I want to get for this. And then I'd like to... Oh, thank you. I'd like to... Ooh, these are nice. Can I use these? It's very nice of you. Yeah, so maybe we'll do some more stuff there. I was just handed some color pages. So we'll get through, we'll do the intro here. We'll do this, the main page, the first page. And then I think we're going to skip to, I want to get this reading, the genre tractor and the reading calendar done. So those are the goals for today. I'm just going to start working and I'm going to put on some chill music. So enjoy the stream. If you've got something you're working on, again, let us know in the comments what you're doing, and yeah, just chill, have a good time, and let me know if you've got any questions or anything you want to chat about. Yeah, well, I mean, I did mess up, so there's that. But it's okay. I thought about it. I thought maybe should I do this in pencil? Maybe. Let's do like a dark blue on here. All right. faces of it. Welcome, welcome. It's a really dark purple. I've read a couple of indie authors. I'm not sure if Matt Dinniman counts anymore, because Dungeon Crawler Carl is kind of blown up now. But I started with him this last year with Kaiju Battlefield Surgeon. I think that the other lit RPG I read would also be considered an indie. That was how to defeat a demon lord in 10 steps, something like that. I'm not sure about Mushroom Blues. I think Mushroom Blues might have gotten picked up by some trad publisher, but that was another really good one. So not too terribly many. Is that the kind of thing that you enjoy reading? Would you have any recommendations for who I should look into in like the fantasy, sci-fi kind of space? I think I also Down the River of Blood was indie published, that extreme horror subgenre. I gave it a shot. I was not a fan. That's another one that would be considered indie, I think. Andy Peliquin. Oh, cool. I'll have to write those down and check them out. I'm always looking for new stuff to look at. Like I said, I'm not really up with the like indie publisher space. I have a coworker who has like a subscription service to, I think, like a smaller indie publisher type service. He really enjoys that. I think there's something really appealing in discovering a new author or being the first to read someone's work that you think is really good. So I can definitely get the appeal. Goes like that. No, it's a graphic pen, shouldn't be here. Alright. Well, I just received this paper studio thing from my wife, which has lots of lovely different pieces of art in it, and I'm gonna use this to kind of border up a little bit of this first page. So I have to decide what I like the best, and then I think I might take one of the, I'll see if I can take one of the stencils, maybe stencil the edge in a nice way, cut it up. Oh yeah, there's like a wavy line stencil, so I could like do wavy lines and then put it maybe in the corners or something. Okay, yeah. All right, let's just see where this goes. I really like that one. I'm gonna take one of these. What can we do with this? We could do like corners, maybe? Okay. Like that. Gonna keep losing track of things. This is kind of the edge of the paper right there. So about there. Okay. Get my Is that going to work, is my question. Guess we'll find out.
Hmm.
just don't know that's gonna work. Can always go back and use some stronger adhesive. I think it's just a matter of Elmer's glue not being quite enough to keep that together. I'm gonna open up the stickers here. Night mode over in the corner. Floating city out there. I'll come back to this. I'll add some other things in, but for now I think that's good. I feel like it's capturing the mood I want to capture. So alright, let's go on to the trackers. Again, I'm gonna have to come back in here with something a little bit heavier duty for that one. Alright. So I came up with 8 genres that I want to take a look at. I want to track this year. So I've got fantasy, sci-fi, horror, mystery and thriller I'm putting together, romance, dystopia, nonfiction, and then just other. Just so I always have a category to fall back on. Let's see, Storygraph rates most of these as my highest ones. It also puts manga and graphic novels as genres, but I don't really classify those as genres. So I think these are the 8 we're gonna go with, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the 8 we're gonna go with. And to create this, we're going to use pencil. We're going to leave a little space at the top for a title. So like 2 of the gaps. This one. Bells were a bit much. So I'm going to leave a couple of gaps, a couple of spaces of gap here. And then I think from here, we're going to go down 8 different genres and then a couple more to complete the circle. So again, we got to use pencil because I don't want to screw up the page. I believe on these 18 is the center. Look. $13 is the center line. Okay. So 2 for that, a gap, and then 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more for the circle. Let's do 3 more for the circle. Let's try from there. Hi, Jess. How's it going? We are just vibing today, talking about books, and I did find the bells extremely haunted. We're just vibing today, talking about books, and coming up with some trackers. I'm working on a genre tracker right now for next year. So all right, I think that's good. Let's start. Let me count and just make sure. Okay, that seems like it'll be okay. All right. So we're gonna start making some circles here. Thing here is I don't want to put too much pressure on the center or else it will pierce through the paper. So Jess, you a fan of books? Are you working on a journal or just coming in here for... Oh, well, maybe gone. Who knows? Just coming in here for the vibes. Oh goodness, what happened? What happened? Oh, I missed. I got off of my center. Oh dear. This is why we do it in pencil. That's off by a bit. 2 more. All right, there we have concentric circles. Yeah. All right. So then, I guess we'll label them, and then we'll try to start getting the degrees off. So let's get a ruler. And just from this edge bit here, we'll go to the end. This is why I've really got to have the dotted journals, because otherwise I will not be able to create things so aesthetically pleasing. All of our genres will go here, then we'll have a way to track around the circle to see how many we've done for each of those types of books. Go ahead and guess, you know what, I think it makes more sense to cut it off here. Yeah, I think that's going to look the best. Alrighty. So now to get the spokes or the radials off of this, we have to line this up, and then we can make notches depending on how many we want. And I want an awful lot, so I think Alright, is this long enough? Probably. Alright. Do. Like making spokes of a wheel. I'm starting with 5 degrees. And I feel like from there, if we need to subdivide further, that it's fairly easy to do so. I'm sure this is riveting content. But I promise it'll look cool when it's all done. Oh, all right. Well, that's a third of it right there. Woo! All right, flip this over. Alright, here we go. Find in the center again. All right. I'm dumb. It's fine though. alright. It's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll work. We just need to go over it with some pen, and then it'll be good to go. So, doesn't need to be super thin, but I don't think it needs to be thick either. Alright. Those inner lines might need to be thinner. Alright. There is the tracker finished. Now this inner track looks nightmarish to fill in, but thankfully that's the other track, and hopefully we don't get too many of those because we've covered most of the genres in the other sections. So, let's see. It's got 55 sections for each. I don't know if that's going to be enough. We might have to have an overflow somewhere. Maybe down here I'll put like extra space for ones that need more than that 55. But I've already decided that I'm only going to have one genre per book. So if I have a romantasy, I'm not going to put that in as romance and fantasy. I'm going to have to decide which of those two was it, so we don't have a lot of so hopefully that won't be as big of an issue as it possibly could be, given how many books I tend to read in a year. All right. I'm going to let that set overnight. I know it's fast drying. It's probably fine to erase over it, but I really don't want to chance smudging it with as tight of lines as we have on some of these. But we'll go ahead and fill in the title, and we'll fill in the categories, and then I think that might be it for tonight. I was hoping to get through this and the reading calendar, but I will work through some of this week, and I'll come back next week and show you guys what I've been up to. So let's just pencil this in real quick. So this is a genre tracker. get a sticker here in the middle to hide that business in the center. A little too big. Kind of like that, but it covers up a lot of the stuff. Maybe the space helmet? Or the other space helmet? Ooh, let's do the purpley space helmet. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like that. Get that purpley space helmet in there. We'll put the genres here. We'll put the genres up here. So we have fantasy, sci-fi. Well, let's go ahead and write it out. We've got space. Science fiction, we've got horror. Mystery thriller. Romance. Dystopian. Non-fiction. And then our catch-all other. Alrighty there. We got our genre tracker. Very nice. We'll add some more stuff on here to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So, let me think. What do... Alright, I think right now I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to finish up a little bit on the genre tracker. I'm probably going to do the reading calendar this week, and then I'm going to go back, and if I can get to the store and get some like more stuff for the beginning bits, I might do a little bit in the start with the cover page. Yeah. So alrighty, but it was fun hanging out. Thank you guys for coming by. I'll be back probably next week with another stream, just catching up and letting you know how everything went. As I always say, I hope your reading journey is going well. Thank you for those who are stopping by and hanging out with me, and until the next one, take care.